So hi there, how you guys doing? Good? Okay, let's talk about graphing. And in this particular um, lecture, I am going to be talking about graphing linear equations. Now, first off, linear. How do you know when an equation is going to be the graph of a line? Well, take a look at the variables, and I'm noticing that I have an x and a y, great, but what I'm noticing even more is that the power on each variable is a 1, even though I don't see it, which means this is going to be the graph of a line. Good? Okay, now there's a number of different ways you can actually graph a linear equation, or any equation for that matter. You can choose to create a table, an XY table, plug in this case for X, since X has all the stuff around it, and see what comes out for Y and plot those points. You could find the X and Y intercepts. Remember, that's letting X equal 0, finding out what Y is, or letting Y equal 0 and finding out what X is. Or you can graph using the slope and Y-intercept method. So this particular equation is perfectly set up for the slope and Y-intercept method. Cool? Okay, so if you remember, when it's in this format, when your linear equation, and by the way, this only works for linears, when your linear equation is in this format, this m represents the slope. M is the coefficient of x. So in this particular case, my slope is 2. Now, let me stop a second. If you remember the slope formula, it's the difference of the y's over the difference of the x's. Whoops. The slope formula is basically a fraction. So I'm going to make certain that I write my slope as a fraction, even if they didn't give it to me that way. And I'm going to also remember another key fact. Another key fact is the slope formula has the difference of the y's up top. So I need to remember this top number is the direction of the y's, and this bottom number will be the direction of the x's because it's in the denominator. Good? Okay. Now, the other piece of information this equation gives me, besides the slope, as long as it's set up in this format, is the y-intercept. And so remember, to find the y-intercept, we are going to let x equal 0. So yes, I'm taking the long way around because I want to make certain that you understand why the y-intercept is what it is. And when you solve or simplify, in this case, work it out, you get y equals -7, which means your x was 0 and your y was a -7. Remember, this number, this b, represents the y-intercept. This is the reason why this last number, the constant, is your y-intercept. Good? Okay. So I have my two pieces of information. I have a point and I have a slope. And now I'm going to be able to graph over here. So my point is 0, -7. And according to the slope, I am supposed to, this is a +2 and this is a +1. So the numerator says go up 2, positive direction, go to the right 1, positive direction. I can keep going up 2 and to the right 1. But also, isn't a negative over a negative a positive? So technically, I could rewrite this slope as a -2 over a -1. That will still be positive, won't it? The reason I'm suggesting that or making certain you understand that is because from the y-intercept, I can go down 2 and to the left 1, and it will still be a point on this line. Cool? Okay, and now, if we connect our dots, and it's not a dotted line, it's a solid line. I'm just making certain I have it connected as straight as possible. this is the graph of this linear equation, y equals 2x minus 7. Good? Okay, so I have a few problems coming your way. You work on those first before you go find my answer key video. Catch you guys on the flip side.